Hey everybody, welcome back to another Chassis Chariot series video, and here we are with the Direwolves, the first of the 100 tonners for the clans to be tackled, let's say. It's the Direwolf H version, or H, as people say in North America, and it's the heavy laser version, because every clan version is a H one that uses these heavy weapons. It's 2 Gauss rifles, 2 heavy large lasers, a medium pulse, and a flamer in the head. The medium pulse is in the CT, I believe. The rest of the weapons are arm mounted, and by God, you can see how far from grace the poor Direwolf has fallen. A mech that was designed to be the most lethal weapon on the battlefields of the Inner Sphere. Very, very few mechs ever come close to this thing. Sheer firepower. For what it sacrifices in speed, it more than makes up for in its capability to deal death at pretty much any range, and is rightly feared, where the Atlas is the only thing that many would consider even a fighting chance against such a beast. The Direwolf is most certainly one of the most powerful battle mechs ever created in Battletech. Sadly, in MechWarrior Online, the Direwolf is one of the biggest jokes that's ever been created in Battletech. The Direwolf is far too slow. It suffers greatly from the fact that it has one massive hitbox, and it just cannot and will never be helped by friendlies because of its speed. The biggest thing that holds it back, even with skills, if you speed tweak this thing, you will barely get over 50 or kph, which isn't good enough to keep you in the pack for the fight. The mech, as I said, is basically just 3 hitboxes. It's a large center torso hitbox and 2 what feels like even bigger side torso hitboxes. It suffered greatly from the engine decoupling change years back, and has never quite gotten back to that level. It's not a 100-ton assault mech, really. It doesn't have the capability to compete. There are lighter assault mechs that can do better. Mad Cat Mark II is an immediate one that jumps to mind. Obviously, with any mech you can have a good round, but that isn't the case. It depends on your willingness to suffer. How long are you going to put up with it, you know? And it's a shame, because the Direwolf is one of the best looking clan assaults that's been made. Like the new miniature from the Kickstarter looks kind of similar to this redesign. It's really nice. I still say the original art wasn't bad either. The Direwolf looks cool. It just looks like a big, nasty 100-ton assault. And something that carries this amount of firepower in its arms should be feared, but in MechWarrior Online, it isn't. DPS is king, and it's got 2 primary weapons that are very slow to fire, and one of them requires a lot of accuracy. You know, you've got to get your hits in the same place every time, or you're just really just spreading damage around. And the heavy large lasers just don't recharge it in time. Even with all the skills for energy duration and cooldown and all the rest of it, they still suffer a lot. The medium pulse and the flamer, obviously they're there just to deal with infantry and vehicles. Medium pulse for soft skin stuff that gets too close, and the flamer's just to set people on fire, really. Obviously in MechWarrior Online you'd remove them, being I'm running these stock for the videos. Yes, the head mounted flamer is there. It should be removed. This thing is pretty much maxed armor as well. I think there's like a few points here and there on the legs, and possibly 1 or 2 points on the arms. It really doesn't have much wiggle room for anything else. It can have plenty of heat sinks as well. Not like you need them. It just falls apart, unfortunately. I don't know how PGI managed to gimp one of the biggest, most deadly assaults. They did the same thing to the poor Kodiak. I expect to have the same issues with the Kodiak, to be honest. Because yeah, this was the mech that when Clan Wolf designed it, for instance, Smoke Jaguar were immediately like, we need this, we have to have this design. You know, we're talking about like potentially underhanded tactics being used to get this mech in their arsenals. You know, so it's like the background and the write-up for this thing would suggest that it's supposed to be this incredible war machine that's meant to be feared. Like, anyone who walks around the corner and this thing is in front of them should either punch out or hope their jump jets are good, or they're insane. because, you know, unless you're in a similar weight mech, there isn't any reason to stand and fight with it. But MechWarrior Online, light mechs will chew this thing up. It can't rotate quick enough. It can't just turn its torso quick enough to track a target at close range half the time. It suffers a lot. And there's a reason you don't see direwolves very often these days online. Oh yeah, also ignore the jump jet, because to get one of the parts to work, I had to take a side torso that has a jump jet, and it's from the S version. It's not supposed to have jump jets, but you know, omnipods being what they are, and the inability to remove jump jets from them, it's got that, unfortunately. So that's it's neither here nor there. But yeah, ignore that jump capability. The direwolf H is not a jump capable direwolf. It's only the S that can hop about. As far as the match is concerned, I was very lucky to survive when I did, as long as I did, but my days are numbered with that bright red CT, as you can see. So yeah, it's not great. It just, I can't recommend it, unfortunately. I'd love to be able to say, oh yeah, direwolves are amazing, have loads of fun, they're worth it. They aren't. They really aren't. There's a couple of builds out there, like there was Doc's Weed Whacker build, basically, the wood chipper, that just had like a load of LB2s, and that's the only time I ever see a direwolf these days. It's for that build. Outside of that, nah, don't see a thing. So we're in the dying parts of the match now, and good God, the Battlemaster pilot, he put on a show. He just managed to get the last guy there. And I'm gonna fast forward through this, so I'm gonna do a quick test. I've never done this fast forwarding thing before, so we'll see if I get all squiggly and high paced or not. So it doesn't make your voice squiggly after a check, so that's cool. Anyway, I've realised I had to make a separate audio track, but that side, yeah, it's not recommended. I can't recommend the hotel, and that's the only reason we won. Look, there was a Kodiak, poor bastard disconnected, and that was it. If the Kodiak had been there, this would have been a loss. But at this point, I was about 90 minutes recording matches. I must have had about 15, 16 direwolf matches at this point recorded, or bits of footage recorded from numerous matches that were either just, they'd see the direwolf and they just annihilate it in seconds, or it'd be matches where I wandered around for a while, got a few hits, and then would get seen by everybody and get annihilated within seconds. Or there'd be matches where I start moving, and then as the team slowly fades into a dot in the distance, I get killed by several lights who follow me and kill me and annihilate me. Or I'd have a match where it looks like it's half decent, and then the postman would arrive, and then I'd have to run away from the computer to go grab the post, and then the team are having a go at me because I'm just a direwolf stood out in the open, and the other team are laughing at me because I stopped. And yeah, so this was the best of the bunch. I don't recommend it at all. It doesn't work. Direwolves are dead. There's no coming back from it. I mean, unless there's some kind of drastic rework, direwolves just are not worth the C-bill investment at the moment. So thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you have a good week. I'll see you next time. Bye.